Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Lana and I am a mum of one. I have a little girl called Daisy who is now 15 months, and actually our family is about to get a bit bigger because I am pregnant. I am actually 15 weeks pregnant today, so I've gone through the horrible first trimester. I'm out the other side and I'm starting to feel a lot better, so it's really exciting for our family. And yeah, I just have not been myself the last 3 months because it's just been so tough being pregnant, going through the first trimester, all with a toddler. So yeah, I haven't really been making very many videos because of that, but I thought I would take the opportunity today to jump on and make a video all about the first trimester, because I have literally just gone through it and I can share my tips and tricks for getting through the first trimester, surviving it and coming out the other side. So yeah, if this interests you or you're pregnant, then yeah, please keep watching and enjoy the video. So the main big one for me was morning sickness, and to be honest it still is. So yeah, I suffered from morning sickness pretty much from the moment of finding out I was pregnant. Maybe a week after I found out, I started to feel nauseous and I started to vomit, all the way up until now really. It's definitely easing off and it's nowhere near as bad as what it was with Daisy, but yeah, it's kind of one of those symptoms that is just horrible, and for me pretty much unavoidable. I think, yeah, like with Daisy I was really sick, and with this baby, yeah, it's not been as bad, but I have still vomited quite a lot and yeah, been really nauseous. So my top tips for dealing with nausea, pregnancy sickness, is to eat little and often. That is definitely my number one tip. So even if you don't want anything, because I know that's something as well, like you just don't fancy any food, the smell of foods make you feel sick. Like I could even barely bear to be in my kitchen, like the smell of the oven, the smell of the fridge, the smell of the dishwasher, like everything made me feel sick. But if you can eat small snacks little and often, that will definitely help to keep the nausea at bay, or it did in my case anyway. So really plain foods like ready salted crisps or rich tea biscuits. I think in the first trimester, obviously, as soon as you find out you're pregnant, you want to eat healthily, but when you're in the throes of morning sickness and in that first trimester, nausea, exhaustion, just headaches, like everything you can imagine, you don't want to eat a salad. You just don't. I've always been quite good with fruit, so I could still get quite a lot of fruit in my diet, but vegetables I just went completely off, which really isn't like me being a vegetarian. But yeah, little and often is definitely something I would recommend. Definitely smaller portions as well. Sometimes if I was eating something that was too big, I would get halfway through and I just would start to feel really sick. So definitely smaller portions, but yeah, more frequent. So with Daisy, I used to wear the seasickness bands that would go around my wrists. There's a plane going by, I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, I used to wear the travel sickness, like seasickness bands, because I was just so desperate. I would have tried anything with Daisy, whereas in this pregnancy it's not been so bad, so I haven't had to sort of whack out any of that sort of thing with this baby. But for me with Daisy, I'm not sure that they helped that much, but they're certainly worth a go if you are feeling really bad. Another thing that really helped me was orange juice and fizzy drinks. So again, not particularly healthy, and I've never been one for fizzy drinks. Like, to be honest, I'm pretty boring and I only really drink water. But if I suddenly got a wave of nausea and I was in public, or I was just like doing the food shop or something, and I thought, oh my gosh, like I cannot be sick right now, I would take a swig of like a Tango or a Fanta or something, and that would really help. And then again at breakfast I was just craving orange juice, and I think that really helped keep the sickness at bay for me as well. I think another tip is just to try and relax and know that this is temporary. Your body is doing all the right things, although it's horrible. Try not to get too anxious about it, because I think sometimes if I would stress about it and just think about it constantly, it would make it worse. So I think this time round it was easier in terms terms of being able to distract myself because I had Daisy, so we were still going out, we were still doing stuff. Whereas when I was pregnant with Daisy, I think apart from work, when I would be at home, I would just be sitting watching telly or just chilling, and I think I would overthink it and get anxious about it. I would think, oh my gosh, I feel sick, I think I'm gonna be sick in a minute, and it would make it worse. So if you can just try and relax, know that this is normal, although it's horrible, it is normal and it will pass eventually. I think that can really help as well, so sort of positive mindset with it. But you actually might be lucky enough not to suffer with morning sickness, and if you are one of those people, then yes, you're really, really lucky, because it is horrible. But in my case, and in a lot of women's cases, the morning sickness will disappear when you get into the second trimester, and honestly, it's like magic. So if you're in the throes of morning sickness at the moment, you can do it. It will pass. It feels like a lifetime when you're in it, but you can do it, and yes, it should get better for you. So something else that I have suffered with quite badly in the first trimester is bad skin. I don't know if you can see, I've got a nice spot that's just come up today here. I've had spots on my chin and on my forehead, and yeah, my cheeks, like I have never had spots on my cheeks before, but they are just, yeah, randomly popping up all over the place. I don't really remember getting bad skin with Daisy. In fact, I actually thought my skin was quite good with her, but with this baby, for whatever reason, I'm just breaking out constantly. So that's something, yeah, that I've noticed in the first trimester. I haven't changed my skincare routine. I've just kept it as normal because I think I could just mess around with a million products and it's just not going to really do anything, because it's just hormones at the end of the day, and hopefully it should get better and not worse. I found that my skin is quite greasy, but also really dry. It's kind of a weird combination. So I'll find at the end of the day, I'll feel like greasy, like I want to wash my face, but then as soon as I've washed my face, I've gotten out of the bath or whatever, it's really dry and I just want to cover myself in moisturiser, which is a bit counterproductive. So I don't know, that's how I feel. I don't know how you guys might feel, but that's kind of new for me. Similarly, my hair is awful. So I have another friend that's pregnant at the moment with her second baby, and we were talking about this the other day, and we were both laughing, saying that our hair kind of like hasn't recovered from the postpartum hair loss with our first babies. So we've kind of got these little like short bits where our hair kind of fell out and now it's growing back and it's all a bit weird. But our hair now, we're pregnant, has just gone so dry. Mine can get quite greasy quickly, but then once I've washed it, it's a bit like my skin, will just dry right out, which is horrible and really hard to style. It looks like, honestly, I mean, I'm just in the bun like every day now. Can't deal with anything else. So yeah, I guess sort of bad skin, bad hair, maybe for the first trimester, I don't know, but that's what I'm finding, and that's certainly what my friend is finding as well. Something else that I have noticed during the first trimester is just sheer exhaustion. This is something that I suffered with Daisy as well, and I think it's pretty much standard across the board for most pregnant women, that in the first trimester you are just, your body is working so hard that you're just so exhausted. I've been going to bed like 7 o'clock with Daisy pretty much every night for the last 3 months, and actually it's only the last couple of weeks that, you know, I've dared to stay up till about 9 o'clock, but it's been tough. It's been really tough, and I think with a toddler as well, it's another level. I think with your second baby, third baby, whatever, I think if you've got children to look after, children that wake up in the middle of the night, that wake up at 5 in the morning and want to start their day, which is what Daisy's been doing the last 6 weeks, that is really, really tough, and that's probably this time round been my worst symptom. I think first time around the sickness was awful and I would have said that that was my worst symptom, but this time it's 100% been the exhaustion. I think sometimes I would literally just sit down and I honestly could not even peel myself off of the floor or the sofa or wherever I'd put myself to go and do something. It's been really, really tough. Obviously, I've still wanted to go to baby groups and play dates and swimming and all the things that I like doing with Daisy. So I've still kind of been forcing myself to do them, but I have also been listening to my body as well, which I think is really important. So some days we've just had sort of days in at home where she's just been playing with some toys, and actually I've probably spent more money in the last 3 months on toys than I have done in the last 2 years, because there's just been days days where I just need to sit on the sofa and not move because I've been so tired. So I've just been buying Daisy a load of new toys so that she's entertained. So yeah, rightly or wrongly, that's kind of how I've been coping. But it's tough. It's really tough. I think my tips are just sleep when you can. Obviously when Daisy would go down for a nap, I would try and rest as well, but obviously it's not always possible when you've got a million other things to do. And then kind of following on from that, I say, you know, get the best sleep you can, rest when you can, but actually my sleep has just gone out the window since being pregnant. It did with Daisy as well, so I kind of expected it, but I would just wake up at like 1, 2 in the morning and just be wide awake. And I don't know whether it's just kind of the excitement and like slight anxiety of, oh my gosh, we're gonna have another baby, or what, or whether it's just hormones, I don't know. But that is kind of annoying, but I think it's pretty standard again with like a lot of pregnant women. I think sleep can suffer. I'm just glancing over here because I'll show you this is my pregnancy pillow. I had this with Daisy and I had it up in the loft, so literally as soon as I started to suffer with my sleep, maybe I was maybe about 8 weeks, I got the pregnancy pillow out of the loft, and honestly it's so good. I think they're kind of for women that have bigger bumps, but I started using it from the first trimester. It's just nice, it's nice to have something to cuddle, and I think when you've got a toddler, you're constantly lifting them, and I don't know about you guys that already have kids, but my back is so sore a lot of the time, and I just know that when I get bigger, it's going to really suffer. So I think if you can get something like a pregnancy pillow to kind of support your back and just give you a bit of extra comfort in bed, then definitely go for it. I would say that's probably one of the #1 things I've bought during my pregnancy, and I definitely am going to get the use out of it again this time as well. I think if you can distract yourself during the first trimester, that is a really good tip, because I feel like the first trimester is all about feeling rubbish and in my opinion anyway, you don't feel great. I feel like it's riddled with anxiety. For me, it's a time of worry. You're constantly worrying, is the baby okay? And if you can distract yourself with either, you know, a child that you've already got, that's a great distraction, or if this is your first baby. When I was pregnant with Daisy, I think it is difficult because you haven't got that massive distraction, but if you've got a hobby that you can still enjoy, or even if you just dive into some pregnancy reading or something. I read a book when I was pregnant with Daisy, and it was called How to Grow a Baby and Push It Out. And I also started reading some hypnobirthing books because I knew that was a route that I wanted to go down, and I thought, well, you can never start too early. So I would really look forward to getting in the bath and reading my pregnancy material. It helped to get me excited, but it also just helped to focus my mind on sort of the positives, because I think it is really easy to worry and just start filling your mind with negative and scary thoughts. So the next thing I think is a bit scary when you don't really know what's going on, especially if it's your first baby, and that's something called round ligament pain. I had no idea what this was until I was pregnant with my first baby, and I was Googling like crazy, and I was speaking to the midwives. But basically, in both of my pregnancies, I have felt sort of shooting kind of stitch-like pains that turn into like a dull ache up kind of both the sides of my abdomen, and they're really sporadic. They can come on and off really randomly, and they don't tend to last that long, but they are quite sore, and it's quite a shock, I think, when you first feel them, because you think, oh my gosh, is everything okay with the baby? But it is literally just stretching pains. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, and if you do get any pains in the first trimester, it might not be this, and definitely contact your midwife or your doctor if you're worried or you do get any pains, because that is certainly what I did with Daisy. I got some pains and I phoned the midwife straight away, and she told me that it's probably just this. And then once I'd Googled the hell out of it, I was quite confident that actually, yes, I was just suffering from round ligament pain. It might not be something that you get, and that would be great, but if you do get some pains, it could just be that. But obviously get yourself checked out if you're worried. So another first trimester symptom, if you like, is you will notice, even if it's your first baby, I think, more so with subsequent pregnancies, but you'll notice your abdomen will definitely start to change. You'll definitely start to get a little tiny bump. It will start like quite low down, and then it will maybe work its way up and get higher and higher. But that's so lovely. I think I first started noticing a bump with Daisy around 11-12 weeks, sort of to the end of the first trimester. But then with this second baby, I swear I had a bump from the moment I found out. I think a lot of it was bloating, and again, that is another symptom that I really suffered with this time around. I was extremely bloated, and none of my food seems to go down. Like, no matter what I eat, small portions, little and often, all of that, I feel like my digestion has slowed massively to the point where, yeah, I'm just like a round ball and it's really uncomfortable. But that's kind of slightly off track. But yeah, you will, I think, definitely start to show a little bit, and yeah, that's really exciting. I will actually show you my shape now, so you get an idea of what 15 weeks might look like. So this is what I'm looking like now. My bump's quite low still, and yeah, it's, I guess, quite big for 15 weeks, but yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I'd also just thought I'd show you the pictures from our 12-week scan. So this is little Bubba. They were laying super still, honestly. It didn't even look real. It just looked like a picture, and then all of a sudden the baby would just move or flinch, and yeah, it was so cute. So we managed to get some really good pictures. It's all, yeah, just so exciting. Absolutely can't wait. We are due in April, so yeah, we're gonna have a nice spring baby. So now I am in the second trimester. I'm hoping to start feeling the baby moving soon. I started feeling Daisy moving at about 16 weeks, so I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks or so I might feel this baby move, but I will, yeah, I'll just have to let you guys know. But I will definitely make another video about the second trimester once I'm kind of a bit further in it, and I can give some regular bump dates as well and show you how I'm growing. And I'm so happy to have some energy back, not feel as sick, so I can actually start making some videos again and enjoy kind of my evenings rather than just going to sleep. But I think whatever the first trimester holds for you or looks like for you, you're doing a great job. And no, it's so tough. I feel so happy that I am out the other side of it now, because there were days a few weeks ago where I just felt extremely overwhelmed, tired, sick, and I just thought, oh god, this is so hard. But now I'm at 15 weeks, I do feel a lot better, and I hope that some of my tips and tricks and kind of just what to expect generally, or from my point of view, has helped, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!